It's day 2, PDAC 2025, and I'm with Bourassa from Scandium Canada. How are you today?
I'm very good. It's a pleasure to be with you today.
So, PDAC 2025, what's your objective here?
Well, meeting with governments, the Canadian government, the Quebec government, to see how we can be supported more effectively in the development of our exclusive mineral resource in Quebec, the Scandium project of Crater Lake. Also meeting and continuing the discussions with First Nations. We already have a pre-development agreement with the Naskapi of Kawachikamach, but it's always important to keep in touch and be always in discussion to see how we can advance together that project.
So, scandium, everyone's talking about critical minerals. They're in the headlines everywhere. Critical minerals. Very few people actually understand what scandium is as a critical mineral.
Yeah, well, scandium, you must see it as the metal of the future. The reason why? Because when it's mixed with aluminum, it completely changes aluminum because of its properties. So you can reduce the weight of anything that is moving. So if we're trying to go in the net zero in 2030, 2035, 2050, whatever, you need to reduce the weight of anything that is moving, being a tank, being a satellite, being a car. If you want to reduce that, you need to have new materials. The material that's going to do that is aluminum mixed with scandium.
And of course, Quebec, where you're based, is one of the biggest suppliers of aluminum in the world.
Yes, yes. Well, 75% of the aluminum is produced in Quebec. The Canadian aluminum is produced in Quebec, and green aluminum. And yeah, there's an interesting market here.
Well, and not only that, but it's my understanding you have a competitive technology that comes along with Scandium Canada.
Yeah, it came as a coincidence because we wanted to, as you know, strategic minerals, it's difficult to finance because you need to confirm markets, you need to confirm volumes and price. So on the side of advancing the mining project, we decided to develop new aluminum scandium alloys amenable to 3D printing. So we were able with McMaster University to develop that over a 3-year period, leading to the filing of a patent application to protect the recipes of these alloys, which is going to be a breakthrough because if you're able to print aluminum scandium, you can reach markets that otherwise would not be amenable. So that's our technology, how to modify aluminum scandium alloys, adding scandium in with other minerals to make it amenable to welding and to 3D printing.
And of course, if you're not intrigued already, I recommend you go to the Scandium Canada website where it explains clearly what scandium is as a critical mineral, tells you more about this technology, and where, of course, you're going to be developing your scandium exploration program, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So would you mind giving us a bit of a highlight on what's happening right now with your exploration plan?
Well, we, as you'll find on the website, we have a preliminary economic assessment dated in 2022. We have done in 2024 a summer diamond drilling program that resulted in doubling in size along strike the distance of the deposit. So we are about to file a revised resource estimate. We're going to significantly increase the resource that were already good for over 40, 50 years of resource in the project. We are completing at SGS in Lakefield a 500 kilo metallurgical pilot to firm up the flow sheet of making scandium oxide and obviously doing the concentrate at the mine site. And this summer we're going to go back on the field. There are other places on the large property that we own that has been underexplored, I would say, with very, very nice targets of scandium ranging from 1 to 2,400 ppm of scandium. If you do a comparison, our deposit with the resource that we have average about 280 grams per ton. We have targets of 1,000 to 2,400 grams that have been identified by channel sampling. We want to enlarge that zone. That is not very far from the Crater Lake TG zone now.
Well, speaking of comparative analysis, how large would you say the deposit is at Scandium Canada for scandium in comparison with some of the other leaders in the world?
Well, first, we are the only primary resource of scandium in the world known today. The only hard rock scandium project. We compare some in Australia, for example. That's where you have about 4 or 5 exploration stage, PEA stage, one at the feasibility stage. Some of them have a higher grade but lower volume. Less capex because it's laterite, but it's always a byproduct of something else. So very, very significant the fact that we are a primary source, and that's what we're going to be developing. Because if you are an end user, you don't want to be at the mercy of the price of nickel, price of titanium, and you call your supplier and say, oh, by the way, I need so many tons this year. Oh, sorry, the price of nickel has gone down, so we're shut down for the next 6 months. What you want to have is a long-term, reliable, safe supply. That's exactly what Crater Lake is.
If I heard you right, you called scandium the metal of the future. Can you just kind of give us a summary of that?
Yes, because for the future, what we need to get to net zero carbon emission, we need to reduce the weight of anything that is moving. So to get there, you need a strong material, innovative, and the main one is aluminum mixed with very small quantities of scandium, makes it completely different. So that's why we call it the metal of the future. Because for the future, to get to net zero, you need to lower the weight of anything that is moving. It comes from the Crater Lake.
So, Crater Lake, the metal of the future, Scandium Canada. Again, for more information, go to the following website. And as always, it's a pleasure.
Me too, thank you.